Furthermore, due to the ethical test and him picking one way, I knew ethically we weren't a similar word, so to me Rockefeller was the funk. It was over. Well, I was unable to feel it was that thing to me was very much like, not to say reprehensible, but rather I was unable to comprehend it before Beyoncé went along. Jay-Z felt weak at the knees over Aaliyah, and there were even a few bits of gossip that he enjoyed them both sooner or later. However, could that be valid? Some even accepted that Jay-Z had an insane fixation, which many view as dreadful. Yet what is this fixation on? Ensure you continue to watch until the end, since a portion of these things won't surprise you. Before we proceed, remember to hit that buy in button and leave a remark saying I have bought in and I will buy and buy. Answer to your remark, are you prepared? Number 9. Yet first, who was she? Aaliyah Dina Hutton was a multi-capable craftsman referred to for her abilities to outstanding as a vocalist, entertainer, artist and model. She was brought into the world in Brooklyn, New York, yet brought up in Detroit, Michigan, where she was presented to music since early on. Aaliyah started taking part in singing contests, castings and shows, which helped her level up her abilities and fabricate her certainty as an entertainer. Her vocation took off in 1994 with the arrival of her most memorable collection, Age Ain't Only a Number, which sent off her into the spotlight and set up for her future accomplishment. Regardless of her bustling timetable, she stayed zeroed in on her schooling and proceeded with went to the secondary school of the performing expressions. Number 8. The accident. Puma composes late disclosures have ignited a ton of interest and fervor. Aaliyah's demise in a plane accident on August 25, 2001 at 22 years old. Remaining parts a strange and questionable subject. Certain individuals accept that the conditions encompassing her passing were dubious at the time. Aaliyah was turning out to be exceptionally well known and had quite recently featured in her most memorable film Romeo Should Bite the Dust. As per somebody who went to a party that Jay-Z facilitated, Jay-Z was having a success with huge pimpin' and was supposedly the last individual to see Aaliyah alive before she loaded up the destined flight. Number 7. Appear. A source let Everyday Mail know that Jay-Z was keen on Aaliyah and was seen attempting to draw near to her at a party he facilitated. The source saw Jay-Z's fondness towards Aaliyah yet didn't respect it at the time, expecting they were simply companions or chipping away at music together anyway. With Demon's new assertions, the source presently accepts that Jay-Z was all over Aaliyah, embracing and showing science between them. The sources talked with Day-to-Day Mail uncovered that they saw Jay-Z attempting to draw near to Aaliyah. They assumed they were companions or making music together, yet after Damon runs meeting, the source understood that Jay-Z was chasing after Aaliyah. Damon uncovered Jay-Z for having eyes for Aaliyah and said that he also had experienced passionate feelings for her, however didn't intend to. He added that everybody was attempting to draw near to Aaliyah, not Jay-Z. Before he began dating Aaliyah, Damon didn't have the foggiest idea that Jay-Z cared deeply about her. He said, I didn't realize Jay was attempting to holler at her. However, at that point it simply happened like that. He was attempting, I was attempting, everyone was attempting. He was going hard. Number 6. Site. As per Panther Right, Jay-Z had a run-in with Run after he and Aaliyah began seeing each other. Right accepted that Jay-Z was severe, that Aaliyah picked Run rather than him. She said, I think everyone that realizes Sean Carter realizes that he will droop anybody in any relationship for $1. She likewise alluded to Jay-Z's relationship with Dane and expressed, take a gander at how he did Dane. I don't to move away from your homeboy. If you had any desire to move away from your accomplice, yet to do it the manner in which he did it malevolent, well, perhaps that was on the grounds that he was a young lady that didn't need you. Right. Additionally uncovered that Jay-Z was not by any means the only one she called out, as she additionally brought thoughtfulness regarding R. Kelly, with whom Jay-Z had a nearby working relationship, and he was working with R. Kelly and they were making such countless records together. You realize they made that multitude of records together, the two of them. The Leah, they shared such a huge amount in like manner. Number 5 claims the R. Kelly news doesn't come as a shock, since there were at that point a few charges expressing that Aaliyah was maneuvered into an unseemly and dubious relationship before Mary's archives were constrained when she was as yet a minor. Certain individuals additionally did examinations, and it was found that she was as yet a teen when R. Kelly began his relationship with her, and he was marginally persuaded she could have been pregnant. So Jay-Z's relationship with R. Kelly was additionally a consider. His run in Red Scramble. As per Run, when the narrative series enduring R. Kelly was delivered, he was shot by Jay-Z's choice to team up with R. Kelly on the 2002 collection The Best Case Scenario. In spite of Knowing about Run's issues with R. Kelly, as would be natural for Run, he maintained that nothing should do with it. He said, "I know I'm not with that, and due to the ethical test and him picking one way, I knew ethically we weren't a similar word, so to me Rockefeller was the funk is over. I was unable to find it was that thing to me was very much like, not to say unpardonable, but rather I was unable to comprehend it." Number 4, Puma Panther likewise brought up that the contention between Jay-Z and Run strengthened around the time Aaliyah died and Beyoncé was struggling with sending off her performance vocation. He noticed that Jay-Z and Beyoncé battles fanned the fire. Moreover, there has for quite some time been a paranoid fear that Jay-Z was associated with Aaliyah's passing to make room for Beyoncé to have her spot as the sovereign of R&B, in spite of the fact that Panther expressed that he's not a major devotee to paranoid fears. He recognized that the hypothesis has a rationale to it. Number 3, breakdowns. We should have a breakdown of their names, will we? Aaliyah implies the most noteworthy and generally commended one, while Beyoncé implies one who is past. Others were struggling with taking her performance, and afterward Aaliyah kicked the bucket. This presents an issue as the two ladies needed to be the best. However, in those days there was just space for one to be on top. Certain individuals review Aaliyah consistently acted unusually at whatever point Beyoncé was near, and that she looked awkward at whatever point her name was referenced in interviews. In a Paris interview only weeks preceding her demise, Aaliyah expressed, "One day I'll venture out to Egypt and beaver Cleopatra and the pharaohs lived. Sadly, I can't meet them any longer. Assuming I had a time machine, I'd visit old Egypt. Who knows, Cleopatra and I could become extraordinary companions. Basically, I'd have a direct encounter of that old culture which I just know from books." Aaliyah talked about her fantasies in a meeting led in Paris. Only weeks preceding her passing, she shared that in one of her number one dreams she is being pursued and feels dread, yet that out of nowhere lifts up and flies far away. In this fantasy she feels free and unapproachable, depicting the experience as magnificent. Number 2, sources say that Aaliyah's reference to unexpectedly taking off and her meeting was representative of death. However, she didn't understand it at the time. Half a month after the fact, Aaliyah passed on in a plane accident in the Bahamas. After her demise, Jay-Z delivered a remix of Aaliyah's tune "I Miss You," in which he referenced her perusing Seed Out the Spirit. The book is tied in with opening a third eye and further developing instinct. Conceivable Aaliyah's fantasies were a consequence of her third eye being opened, and she was attempting to decipher the alerts she was getting, yet she needed more chance to completely comprehend what was going on. Number 1, Mary J. Blige. Even Mary's ableized once communicated her conviction that there were dubious conditions encompassing Aaliyah's passing. She expressed that she believed she was straight away and dreaded for her own well-being. She said, "It was only that when I saw her, that is the point at which I found the way that I am next. I don't have the foggiest idea how or when, yet I'm next. I don't have the foggiest idea what sort of oddity mishap they will place me in or what sort of excess they will figure out. Yet by the day's end I realized I was next. I simply thought, I'm frightened." It hazy happened in regards to Mary's ableizer's interests about her own security, yet she is as yet alive. North of 10 years after the fact, there have been hypotheses that Jay-Z was fixated on Aaliyah and felt desirous when she picked Run and could have taken part in her passing to permit Beyoncé to rise, yet certain individuals were administering it as a paranoid notion. The story encompassing Aaliyah and Beyoncé are loaded up with hypothesis reports and understandings, yet what remains is the way that Aaliyah was a capable craftsman who left an enduring effect on the music business. Her troublesome demise is as yet a secret that keeps on starting interest and hypothesis. Notwithstanding, her music and heritage live on as a demonstration of her mind-boggling ability and effect. The facts really confirm that the reality of these occasions may in all likelihood never be completely uncovered. However, through investigating the reports and tattle, we trust that this video has assisted shed with some lighting regarding this situation. Whether you love Jay-Z or an admirer of Aaliyah's music, we might want to have insight into your viewpoints. Let us in on in the remarks. Yet before you leave, remember to hit that buy-in button, crush the like button, and ring the notice chime so you pass up no new recordings about your number one VIPs. There is something else entirely to the diversion. Look at this connected video to see more, and I will see you in the following video.